Here's another Facebook Live event from PHLV Radio.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hey, good afternoon everyone. Magandang hapon po. Maayong hapon. Buenos tardes. Ano pa? Hello, welcome to On the Dot. My name is Dorothy To. You can call me Dot. And my partner here is...
Hello, everybody. My name is Mia Casino. Welcome to the first episode in February of On the Dot.
Is it the first now?
Yes.
Oh, what day is it now?
The 6th.
Is it? Or the 7th? No, it's the 7th.
Is it the 7th? Oh, yeah. February
Or the 6th.
7th.
Oh, I remember that because next week is Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Okay, so we are on the dot and we have our guest today, and we're also going to talk to you about upcoming events of the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada, of which we are members, kami ni Mia. She's a president.
And she is the past president.
The sidekick.
No.
The front kick. The
The
Iron
mentor.
Fortress. Okay, sige. The Woman-tor. Woman-tor. O, sige na, let's get on with our show, Mia.
Yes, what's the title of our episode?
Alterna-steves. Alterna-steves. Because our guest's name is Steve.
Yes.
And why Alterna-steve? Mia, why?
Why? Because our guest is a resident of Las Vegas for over 20 years. That's not the reason why. But I'm actually reading his bio. He's a resident of Las Vegas for 20 years, corporate background, financial services, and mortgage banking.
Mm-hmm.
Which bank?
Oh, one of the big ones. You know, if I mention who they are, everyone might cringe. It was one of the big.
Okay. And entrepreneur, multi-business owner, commercial real estate investor, owner, passion to help others. True wealth is true health. Certified life coach, neuro-linguistic programming, Reiki master, EFT. What's EFT?
Emotional Freedom Technique. Tapping.
Oh,
Yes.
and TFT.
What's that?
And TFT.
Oh, that one I don't know.
Thought freedom. Yeah.
What's that?
Thought. That's dealing with thought.
Thought.
Thought
Okay.
freedom
Therapy.
therapy.
All right.
Tapping practitioner, Feng Shui.
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui.
Yes.
Qigong certified traditional Gung Fu.
Kung Fu, yes. Not the traditional modern that you would see. Yeah.
Martial artist.
Acha!
Hata.
Yeah.
An advanced meditation practitioner with Dr. Joe Dispenza, Mr. Steve Lanoza. Welcome to the show.
You two are so gracious. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being in our lives. That's a big word now. Thank you for being in our life. So we were introduced to your name through Kuya Yo, Dr. Johan Saison.
Kuya Yo, the man
Kuya Yo,
himself.
the man,
yes.
the man behind the cam. He told us about you. You have a show with the station.
Yes.
So let's begin with that because that's the connection.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Yeah, Kuya Yo is the man, but the show is the alternative health and wellness show. Okay. It is one that we saw has amazing need out there, amazing need because of the fact, I think, even especially after COVID, right, and all the other years of normal medicine. Now I'm 100% for modern medicine, not saying anything bad against it, but there are those out there that understand that, you know, there are modalities that are being practiced that is really helping improve quality of lives for individuals, and most people aren't aware of, right? Most people aren't aware of that because, let's just face it, some of the information has been suppressed. You know, it's been suppressed by the industry out there because, you think about like chiropractors, it's alternative, right? Naturopathic or homeopathic, any of those, but chiropractors, you know, not too long ago were known as quack doctors.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'm a quack doctor.
Yeah, they were known.
Me.
Yeah, they're known as that, right? But now, you know, they're supported and they're embraced. That, you know, you get in a car accident, what do people say? Go see a chiropractor. Even it's covered through insurances. So it's been widely accepted now. But there are other modalities.
How did you get into the PHLV family?
Well, I've known about many people here in the PHLV family. And, you know, if you know Kuya Yo, you know everybody, right? And, I mean, he's, and I love the man because he brings, you know, to the forefront information that our community needs to know about that may not be, you know, widely, you know, known out there, right? You know, by our general public in our community.
Okay, yeah. So,
What got you into alternative medicine coming from the banking and the corporate world?
Well, one of the things you said is true wealth is true health, right? One of our famous inventors of our time, right? A game changer individual, right? The iconic Steve Jobs, right? What happened to him?
Yeah, cancer.
Right, pancreatic cancer. Okay. Interesting enough, you've got so much wealth, but you're treated by multiple different methods of just modern medicine, and it wasn't able to, unfortunately, help or save. Maybe unless it managed his care, because that's what generally normal medical care is, more managed care than preventative for the most part. Okay, and you know, I'm sure you folks have, you know, friends and relatives just like I do that are all in the medical field, right? Many aunts and uncles of mine, you know, like literally 80+% of my family's in the medical field, modern medicine, but they've all told me that when it comes to nutrition or alternative health and wellness, a fraction of their schooling is spent in learning about, you know, the alternative methods. But got me involved was the fact that I've seen things in my own personal life. You know, my own personal life. I mean, and you'd always say, my goodness, if I found out about this modality sooner, right? I could have shared it with my loved one that's no longer here. Could have helped with so many different
so
areas.
how long have you been into alternative?
Known about alternative over
modalities?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, over 15 years.
Like after you learned about Steve Jobs, that's when you went into there?
No. There was just other things that were happening. So think about 15, 16 plus years ago. What happened in the financial world, the real estate world. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many people were hurting, not just financially, but mentally? And we already know, you've heard this saying, stress kills.
Yes.
Right? So then why does that? Because the premise is, if thoughts can make you sick, right, then also, would you believe that thoughts can make you well?
Yeah, certainly, for sure, yeah.
Right? And there's all these other things. I mean, we know about nutrition, and now organic is now popular, right?
Right.
But back, you know, years and years ago, it wasn't. But us in our community, like my father included, we had our own, you know, garden in the backyard, and right? Because we were organic before organic was popular.
Yeah, it was already organic.
Yes.
Without the GMOs and all that.
Yes.
before everything else.
I mean, you just said GMO. Who out there wants to eat something that's been genetically modified?
I never even knew about that until the word popped up. What's the GMO?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so, in relation to that, knowing what you know now, you started practicing 15 years ago?
Yes, I was learning about different modalities. Engaged. Now,
What's the very first one?
The very first one was literally just, alternative medicine. Well, the first one that I came across, where it's considered alternative, is chiropractic.
Okay. So
But that started years ago.
You know how to do that too?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
But you said started learning. So.
Yes, all right.
But traditional martial arts was something that I saw which was mainstream, and I wanted to go deeper, and so that's why it's it's the ancient kung fu. So something that I saw.
You know what? I'm sharing our live stream on Facebook right now. Yeah, Mia, you have another question?
No, so
yeah.
kung fu is considered like a medicine too?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Because they always talk
like
about chi, right? Life force.
Like meditation.
Meditation as well, yes. Started going deep into meditation.
Like discipline.
Discipline, right.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, did you say discipline?
Yeah,
did.
for kung fu.
Would you like to open your card?
Oh, my card. Oh.
The card that you pulled.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, you want to show that?
Let me just, whoa. Oh.
I
Of
said
all-
discipline.
Discipline.
You said discipline.
What does it say?
of
I
all
can
the
accomplish what I
words.
set my mind to.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm psychic.
Wow.
Yes, you are. Mia is psychic.
Mia, you are psychic.
Oh my God. We're
Uh-oh.
just bringing it up right now because it came up. Of
Mm-hmm.
all the words in the world, you mentioned the word discipline, and that's the card he picked a while
Didn't that
ago before
happen
the
with
show.
Rang too?
All the time. Love and patience and so
Discipline.
discipline. So yeah, tell us what's your experience of discipline. Can you read that again, please? What's that?
I can accomplish.
Oh, you want me to read it?
can-
Yeah,
yes,
I can
please.
accomplish what I set my mind to.
And you
Mm-hmm.
truly have you, haven't you?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
would say others would say that about me for the most part. Yeah.
So how does it relate to your the different disciplines in your life, your practices?
Well, see, I believe that my experience is this, right? We are who we practice in our daily habits, our daily discipline. Success or failure can be found in your daily discipline.
Or lack of it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's
Yeah.
so, we otherwise, if someone that is not disciplined, I'm just to speak about myself. When I found out that I'm not disciplined in whatever I'm wanting to do, right? I'm kind of like a sailboat without a sail,
Sailboat without a sail.
trying to get to a destination.
direction.
No direction, just going to spin, or like a ping pong ball in a wind tunnel. You're all over the place.
I cannot imagine.
I did that way.
A ping pong.
Right?
Wind tunnel.
Yeah, in a wind tunnel, right? Where's it going? Well, wherever, it's kind of like, it's like, there's so many, it's like so many different analogies you can talk about. But discipline is super important, right?
Yeah.
It is super important to really accomplish what you feel your purpose in life is to accomplish.
And so that brought you as well to this station. I mean, that kind of discipline, the direction that you want your life to go to. So you're here with the PHLV family, and your show is every
Monday.
Every Monday.
Yeah, Monday evening. I believe 9 p.m.
Or evening.
Yes.
Wow.
I believe that's correct.
8 or 9?
I believe it's 9 p.m. Pacific. Or is it 8?
All right.
Oh, 8.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
So in your show, do you talk about all the different alternative ways of getting well?
Yes, that's the goal of the show, is to empower people with the information that is backed by science, right? Oh, see.
Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All right.
Well,
9
depending on what time zone you're in.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
okay.
if it was Alaska Standard Time, I guess it's going to be,
9.
No, excuse me, Mountain. It would have been 9. Mountain time. But yeah, we want to make sure that we empower people with the information. What they do with it is up to them. But there's alternative methods that have been proven, literally, studies. There's thousands. When I say thousands, we're talking over 75,000 individual scientific studies out there showing different modalities. Absolutely. But that's why I say the show brings those that bring the science, the true science, the actual, so that it's not just one person saying this or that. Because let's face it, in the nutritional world as well, the alternative world, there are those that say, hey, try this, try that. But there's no real science behind it. So in order for someone to be on our show, they have to have the scientific facts to back up.
Oh, so you have guests.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you just can't be a guest in your show if you're just expressing opinions and personal practices. They have
has
to
to be
have
backed by
science.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Like Reiki goes back thousands of years. Qigong goes back thousands of years, right? The alternative methods out there, even of feng shui. Why is it that popular? Right? Or even, like the modern modalities you see today, red light therapy. Right?
I don't know what a red light. I know what the red light district is, but I don't know what a red light therapy is. What is it?
Yeah, it's using infrared technology to get deep under the layers of the skin, or scalar technology, or energy frequency technologies. Right?
Oh,
Meditation.
I know meditation. Yes.
Acupuncture. I'm
I
sure
know
a lot
acupuncture.
of our acupuncture, right?
Acupressure.
Yoga.
I know yoga.
Right? Okay. Now, how is it that we know those?
I don't know. How do we know those?
Because
Through
we were
information.
open. We were open to other methods of improving our health and wellness.
What do you practice, Mia, that you believe is alternative?
Herbal.
Oh, yeah, herbal.
That's right. And not just any herbal, right? They have to be pharmaceutical grade, right?
And oils. Do you do that? Tea.
Yeah.
What else? So, in your alternative wellness, do you cover mind, body, spirit,
Absolutely.
emotions?
Absolutely.
And that means also wholeness.
Wholeness, yes.
Yeah.
So there's let's talk about meditation, because you mentioned, and yes, I'm a big follower of Dr. Joe Dispenza. If nobody knows about him, just Google him. Dr. Joe Dispenza, world renowned, right? Here's a gentleman that, make a long story short, he was in a major accident. Okay, major accident when he was doing a marathon, or I think it was a triathlon, and he was hit by a huge industrial truck.
While doing a triathlon?
During the race, he was hit by this huge truck, and
he was on the bike.
He was on the bike, and then it was recommended that he have these certain surgeries, spinal surgeries. If he didn't have them, he was going to end up really
incapacitated,
quadriplegic, for life.
For life.
And knowing what he knew about the mind, and he's a
neuroscientist.
Neuroscientist who's a chiropractor by profession, who's also a martial artist. He said, "Well, this is his thoughts, right?" And he says, and I don't want to say it verbatim, but the force that created the body can heal the body.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? That was his thought. And he said, if I can just focus in, and he goes, because the power of your mind is one of the most powerful, right, forces in the world, in the universe. We all know this. You've heard so many different things, but when I read his study, I said, I have to meet this man, because, I wanted to find out what it is about the inner self.
So you met him?
Yeah.
You went to his workshops?
Yeah.
Do you have a photo of him?
I did not bring a photo with him.
My sister is a great fan. We are a huge fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza. We do his meditations evening and morning. So yeah, you're right. And then continue the story.
So
he got okay.
He healed himself. That's his words. I healed myself. Now think about that. I healed myself. He didn't rely on anybody else but the power of his mind and his belief, right? I mean, but his faith was there as well. Well, we've heard in the good book, the Bible, right? The faith as small as a mustard seed.
Can move mountains.
Absolutely, right? And so, like, here, as a matter of fact, I brought one of his books. So this book, called "It's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself," is one of the first books that I came across. Of his. Well, there's also the placebo. He's got multiple, but he's got a worldwide following, and so I've been to his retreats, his advanced retreats. I also am a participant in what we call coherence healing. Okay, so remote healing of individuals. So I do that on a regular basis.
So you can be our go-to doctor.
I know.
Well, I'm not a doctor.
No, I'm just saying you can be.
But I do practice modalities.
Let's
How's
just
that?
say healer. All right. Okay. Consultant.
I'm just a human being
You're a life
empowered
coach.
with information.
You are a life coach. You are a
What got you
neurolinguistic.
into?
Yeah.
Well, after achieving different things in the modern world of what people pursue for success, right? You get to a point to where what else is there? What's your life purpose? Do you want to be a person? What do you want to be known for? I didn't want success more than I wanted really to be a person of significance, empowering others. I think we're all put on this earth we all have a special purpose, whatever it would be, and whatever you are utilizing and doing that's, let's say, bringing good things to you, right, to yourself. It's about the give back factor.
Yeah.
You had a light bulb moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we all have those light bulb moments, but I had to, because I'm also a certified life coach, I have to also take action, because many of us will have moments, right, and we have an idea, but we don't act on it, right? And so I made it a point and I told my kids this not too long, a few years ago. I said, I just want to spend the rest of my life really seeing how many people I can add value to.
Nice. Beautiful. So going back to Dr. Joe, he was able to fix his broken nerves and bones and
The power of the mind.
everything by focusing on how the healthy body frame looks like, how his healthy body would look like, and he focused on that, right? He got well in 6 months, correct? 6 months, ba?
It was, I believe, around 6 months.
Yeah.
It took him time, but this is
Without surgery, right?
Without surgeries.
Grabe.
Yeah. So diving deep into other people's wisdom, right? I mean, that's true wisdom, actually, right? Because becoming wise is where we learn from our own failures and successes, but wisdom is using others' successes and also learning from their failures. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of information for the moment. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Because breathing is also releasing the toxins in our body, from our body. Okay, let's move on to the object that you brought with you. You have two things.
I have
one, you're wearing it on your head.
Oh, yes.
And the other one is Mia. That's what Mia is holding, and that's what you are holding.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
All right. So this device is called a chi coil. Okay. It was, it deals with PEMF, okay, electromagnetic frequency. So when it comes to healing, right, we're energetic beings. Yes, we all are. Okay. And so when it comes to following, success of others, right, and promoting the technology of, or should I say, frequency modalities, they've been around literally decades, like over 90 plus years, almost 100 years now, right? Everything's frequency, energy, and vibration. Matter of fact, it was Einstein who had mentioned that the future of medicine, Dot and Mia, Einstein said this himself, the future of medicine is frequency medicine.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Someone that also built on that was Tesla. Okay. So Tesla coils. And so now even NASA uses the technology of frequency medicine. Okay. So how do you harness frequency, or how do you promote it? Well, you need to use devices to do that. That's what they found out. Okay. So the shape of this is very, very unique. It's toroid shape. This is the shape of our cells.
Torus.
Okay?
Yeah.
Torus. Yes, so you got
A
it.
donut.
Right? It's for the effectiveness of this. But we utilize also Dr. Royal Raymond Rife's technology. So many people have heard of Royal Rife, Dr. Royal Rife. You can do your research, okay, and on who he is. But he was found to take in San Diego patients that were terminally ill with cancer, and actually took them and said, I've understood and I've found that certain frequencies can destroy or eradicate cancer cells. Now,
Interesting.
this is Dr. Rowe, this is literally over 70 years ago. Okay, and this is saying it's all published. If you go back in the archives, it's all published what he did. He took the patients, and 80% of them were literally, I'll just say this, he claims healed. I'm saying he claimed healed, right? Because I'm not going to claim that.
Because
I
we
don't.
have to be careful.
Yeah, got to be
Yeah.
careful. Okay, but and then the other 20% within 60 days. These were terminally ill patients, and if you want to look at the study, it's at Scripps Hospital in San Diego. Dr.
Okay.
Royal Raymond Rife, R-I-F-E.
Okay.
So I've known about this technology for years, but only till recently that I come across, and I partnered with the founder of this company, because I saw the modality was very effective. I've utilized it in my own life.
So how do you use
How
it?
do you use
You
this?
actually have to utilize it through a frequency device, and it gets plugged in. We can put a website link on there or something so people can take a look at the studies of it. But it emanates certain frequencies, okay, for many different modalities. Diabetes, cardiovascular, angina, heart attacks.
What's the range of the...
This particular one can go within 6 feet. Okay. Now there are other devices that will go to 20 feet, and there's one device as well that goes to 3,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
So some people, instead of having, because you've heard of, a lot of people maybe have heard of EMF or PMF. There's bad EMF, right? Bad, and so you got to protect yourself from bad EMF. By the way, that's what this hat's about. This is a Faraday hat, so it protects, obviously my brain waves from all of the other frequency that's happening, because there's always tons and tons of antennas and towers out there emanating frequency.
So if you put your cell phone in your hat, it won't be able to receive
That's
messages?
Right. That's right. So so there's tons of that. There's blankets. Yeah, there's blankets. There's wearables. Shirts and things that people are utilizing. But so when it comes to all of the illnesses out there, ailments that people have, look, I'm a big firm believer in proper nutrition, because something big right now is mushrooms that people use. They're using digestive enzymes. There's all these different types of, things that you can drink and eat. But here's the thing. Our bodies is made up of how many cells? Not every cell is going to react for everybody to the same. Thus, you have to have frequencies. There's over 10,000 frequencies available through this technology. So, I've been utilizing that, but this it's absolutely amazing. Some people have what they call as med beds.
Med beds.
Hyperbaric chambers, you've seen those.
Oh, I don't know.
Where there's so many, again,
So many
infrared.
gadgets in the
there's
world,
again,
yeah,
red
no.
light therapy beds. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's mats that you can lay on, okay, or things that you can be connected to.
Grabe.
Right? Right? Just like TENS units. You've heard of TENS units, when TENS, dealing with muscle stimulation.
Or
So
those,
that you have to be connected to. Yes. Right? Okay. But what made this very unique is that you don't have to do anything except for be within the radius.
And for how long is it plugged?
You can utilize it, upon demand, but I only use mine maybe in the morning, half hour, depends what the therapy is showing. Okay. And then I'll use it in the evening.
You know what? Laura Luna on the PHLV, she's watching the live show right now. She said,
Oh, hi, Laura.
awesome, I like this. You know her?
No, I'm just
You
saying
know,
hi.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
hopefully we'll meet.
Laura
or
Luna,
you
yes.
can contact.
And I told her
Dot.
I also like what we're talking about. Were you ever sick that you
I know
used?
that's what I was gonna
Sige nga,
ask.
Mia,
No, I
tanongin mo.
actually asked. That was the question. Why he went into alternative? Yeah.
If you ever got sick and then you healed yourself through one of your modalities or someone else's modality?
Yeah. So first one, I found out about the Rife technology, the EMF technology, things like that years ago. This is almost 20 years ago now. So a friend of mine was diagnosed with a rare form of prostate cancer. Okay. And, you know, his doctor said, get your affairs in order. He was my business partner, one of my other businesses that I've had. And he said, get your affairs in order. And I walked into his office once. We shared an office right here on Jones Boulevard, you know, about 20 years ago. And he was white as a ghost. I'll just say my friend, I'll say his first name. His name's Dave. Okay. And he literally had tears in his eyes. I go, what's wrong, right? Because this is your business partner. You're more like friends, like best friends back then, okay? And he said, well, I was diagnosed, rare form. He didn't even want to tell his wife. He had 2 small children. So when I saw that, I experienced that, and we had just learned about certain modalities, including the Rife technology, that the Chi coil uses. So, and anyway, we put him on a very, very, we talked with some friends of ours, put him on technology, okay, on a device. It was an older device. He had to be connected to it, and literally within 45 days, he went back for his checkup. It was within 45 days, and his doctor had said, what did you do? Because the same doctor told him, get your affairs in order. He said, what did you do? Now, obviously, because of, you know, the powers that be, we have to always say, well, he just did some alternative, you know, ate better, things like that.
Yeah.
And implemented.
Yes.
Okay. Implemented some other modalities, right? But he was literally cured.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
45 days.
Within 45 days.
Galing na. Ang galing.
You know, again, I don't want to step on toes out there, right? But you know, so that was one of the first things. And even on my personal, let's see, on the meditation, okay, and, you know, things of learning about Dr. Joe Dispenza. So a couple years ago, we had the COVID situation happen. How many's mental state was getting really, right? Mine too, because I think all of us probably know somebody, you know, personally or through friends or relatives that have passed on. We all know people that have unfortunately have died, right?
True.
So it happened to a couple family members. I say a couple family members of mine, okay? And so I was in not a good state. Now, keep in mind, even though I knew about other modalities, have been a martial artist for a long time and been practicing different things for a long time, I was still one, you know, nobody's, right, exempt from having a mental situation happen, right? So I started to learn. Because of that. That's how it got me really involved. And I said, you know, coming out from these conferences and meeting these people that are actual living proof, you know, I've seen people that were in wheelchairs get up and walk.
Yeah.
Now, some people will go, ooh, and then the public will say, oh, that's woo-woo stuff, right? But when you see it happen, and it's because of the belief in how they're able to change their, what we call gene expression of their body, right? Remember, you know, if thoughts can make you sick, they can also make you well. Okay, so, but you got to know how. And so that I wanted to bring these modalities to people of how to better take care of yourself. Now, whether a person takes the information or not, at least we're going to make it available.
Yes, you just plant the seeds.
Just plant the seeds, right?
You know what? So, you watching your show should be a good start. Watching your show will be a good start. But we forgot to take a break. But we have to acknowledge our sponsor.
Please.
And then we'll do some announcements. And then we'll be right back. Okay? Don't go away.
just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
So we're back. That was a very short break. I hope you had time to do your ablutions very quickly. So we're back, and Mia's an announcement. This is a big project we have going on for the year. Mia, go ahead.
Yes, this program is brought to you by PHLV and UPAAN, University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada, and we are having our second songwriting competition in November 16, Saturday. And we are inviting amateur and professional songwriters. You can join if you have any compositions, original compositions, unpublished compositions. You can email it to me at miamcasino@gmail.com, or you can send it to PHLV Radio.
Isabel, yes, where do you want?
Who's Isabel? You can send it in CD or cassette or MP3, MP4 through PHLV or through my email before October 15. Competition is in November 16. Venue to be announced.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. That's for especially for like 2 years ago we did the himig. Husay ipagmalaki, musikay ipagdiwang,
Gawang Pinoy.
So,
Yes, it's
yeah.
open to Filipino.
Yes. We're hoping for
Video
big prizes this time,
Yes.
right? Okay. So
It's every other year.
Yes, we'll do this every other year. So back to the studio, we're talking about alternative stuff to make yourself well. So yeah, and or to maintain your wellness, your wholeness, your completeness, stay there. So stay in that state. And our guest is Mr. Steve, who has a show with us, PHLV, every Monday. So moving forward,
Yeah.
and going back to our discussion, you were talking about COVID and the mental health. Yeah, so that's why you went into the different healing modalities
Of meditation.
of
That's right.
meditation. And what's for you? Just very quickly, what are the immediate effects for you of meditation? Like if you have to list everything.
Well, better state of mind, right? I mean, with so much going on. I mean, it's creating a still voice. I mean, a lot of times. I mean, this is why I think, for focus, super important. I mean, I was one of those persons. When that was going on, I would stay up late, way past the midnight hour sometime, and just the mind is racing. And I had to put myself in a position to where, I have to control my thoughts, or if you don't control your thoughts will control you, right? So, yeah.
So stillness. Do you do meditation, Mia?
If I have time, I do.
Actually, see Master Eckhart Tolle. He said if you just count your breaths, the Buddhists do this, Zen meditation. You just count your breath. 1. That's meditation. Si Eckhart Tolle is, if you can just count for a moment, just focus on what you're doing. Like maybe you're brushing your teeth, or maybe you're just holding your fingers like this and just focusing on that. That's already meditation. That's like mindfulness, but not being in the mind, not being in the human mind, thinking mind, but being in the higher mind. So, like, if you're just focusing on your driving and you're not thinking of anything else, that's already meditation. Oh, yeah.
But I believe in that. The mind is a very powerful.
It is very powerful. Have you ever experienced like thinking of something? You're psychic. Many times I've experienced your power of what's going to happen next.
Uncontrolled psychic.
Uncontrolled. So how much more, Mia, if you controlled your thoughts and you express something, you express an intention that, yeah. Diba?
I know. If I focus on something,
Yeah.
to achieve something,
Yeah, ganon. Then also, neuro-linguistics.
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Something about your
That's
language,
something,
the way, tell
Very
us a bit about
modulated.
it.
He's so
Sige nga,
modulated.
Yeah.
tell us about NLP.
Well, NLP is, again, one of those, it's an advanced type of technique to where you can literally help, program yourself, okay, and help, right? Because we are running on programs. I mean, what do I mean by that? When I say that, well, think about this. A lot of people will have a to-do list, right? They'll have a to-do list. But if your mind is not focused where it's supposed to be, because this is very present, especially in this day and age, because of why? Why are we not really present where we're supposed to be? It's too much technology. How many people are always on their cell phone? Right? You would see those pictures of you have family gatherings, but everyone's on their cell phone at a family gathering, and they're just, right? What are they doing? They're into something else that's got their attention, right? So you have, there's neuro, right? Brain, right? Mind, brain, neuro-linguistic programming. So we can go into a whole show on that one.
Yeah, we can.
Okay? Pretty much every aspect of what we're talking about, we can have an entire whole show on.
Exactly, yes.
Age is a factor too.
Is it? Age is a factor in...
Forgetting stuff.
For forgetting, for not focusing,
Well,
But
that
could also
deals
be
with
programming.
that deals with, it's kind of like, your brain is like a muscle. It's a muscle. So what happens if you don't exercise your muscles? What happens to the muscles?
Yeah.
It depletes, right? And
So
what you focus on grows, right? So, there's so much out there, and I believe with our show, the Alternative Health and Wellness, there's going to be something for everybody.
Yeah.
Whether they apply it or not, there's always something for everybody. Just like what I talked about. So like a big thing, we're talking about the chi coil, the EMF, PEMF therapy type, right? Frequency. Like this one. This is another book that I brought.
What's that? ADHD and autism.
Solved.
Yeah.
Now,
Solved.
some people will say there's no such thing as ADHD.
I've heard that.
Right? There are so many labels that are given by the major pharmaceutical companies, so that it does what? So ADHD, well, your kid can't focus. So what? We need to prescribe them
Medicine.
Adderall, Ritalin, right? There's drugs for everything. You've got shaky leg. Okay, you got to take something, right?
Yeah, you got itchy nose, you have something, whatever.
See, that's the thing, Sometimes I think about that. There's drugs for everything, and when they mix, it becomes worse.
Yeah.
So did you guys know that how much we spend on healthcare?
Yeah.
As a whole?
I don't.
Take a guess. What do you think we spend as a whole on healthcare?
Like you
A
mean
year?
as an individual?
Yeah. No, as a society as a whole. Just in the U.S.
I don't know.
Billions.
Billions, trillions. I don't
About
know.
almost 4 trillion.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, like a military subsidy. Oh yeah,
It's a big business.
big business. Yeah.
Yeah, and so in healthcare, right? Some things has gone up. Literally, what's the cost of like a pill? It can literally get up to
Without insurance too.
right.
It's very expensive.
So profits, by the way, for big pharma has gone up. How much do you think? How much percentage?
I don't
In
know.
the past,
100%.
in the past.
200%.
Grabe.
Okay, here's one.
What's that?
Try 30,000 to 50,000%.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. All the way. I thought you were going to say 30,000 pesos.
Percent.
Dollars.
Yeah.
Percent.
One drug can have an increased, cost by up to 600%. So this is why, right, our society is struggling with, I mean, who wants to pay for medical care these days? And we're looking for alternatives.
Yeah.
Right, something that's cheaper, because it's the alternative health and wellness is this. Many people, we already understand that you're either going to pay for your sickness, right, if you don't invest in your what? Wellness.
You pay for your sickness if you don't invest in your wellness.
right?
True.
And
Yeah.
so preventative care is always best.
You're looking for the cure.
And before you look for the cure, you're already experiencing the condition. So even before you experience the condition, might as well prevent the
Right.
condition from happening. And you're right, stress is really a big factor.
How about
Yeah.
autoimmune diseases?
Oh, I'm not a
Huge.
medical, yeah.
Right? But if people will say, I have an autoimmune disease. What is an autoimmune disease, right? They say, I have this, I have
There's so many autoimmune.
there's so many. Lupus, right? We've heard people lupus. I mean, I was told that I would always have asthma.
And
I used to be a person that used to do the inhaler every day.
and how did you heal yourself?
Through a different modality, again, alternative health and wellness modality, dealing with what's the name of it? I can't tell you the name of it, but I was dealing what we call it's a naturopathic way. But literally, after a month of this modality, I never ever have used an inhaler again in my life.
Right.
That's been over 20 years.
Would you consider your own, just for discussion purposes, I don't know if it's a legal way of doing this, if your practice has healed you, is that scientific?
Is it scientific?
Yeah. Are you a scientific proof?
I'm not going to say I'm scientific proof.
Like, for example,
because no one's done a study on me
All right.
personally.
There has to be a study, no?
Right? But there are countless others, independent studies. But most of those independent studies, by the way, are not in the U.S.
Oh, they're in somewhere else.
They're in Europe and in Asia. Interesting.
Interesting
Right?
talaga.
Not here.
I was told I have autoimmune, but they can't pinpoint which one.
So how do you heal yourself?
They give me so many steroids. That's why I get fat. But yeah, they couldn't pinpoint if I have Crohn's, if I have lupus, or if I have RA.
Yeah. So
And
are
I say,
you?
which one?
So are you? How likely are you to seek other, alternative kind of healing? How likely?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just take steroids.
Yeah.
Yun na
Because they
lang.
couldn't, they couldn't pinpoint which one.
So let's keep in mind, every drug is toxic.
Yeah.
Every drug
Passes through your system,
is
yeah.
toxic. I mean, interesting enough, and maybe here's a number. How many deaths do you think occur every year from properly administered pharma?
Wow, you know your numbers. You memorize them
When I go into
Kind
something
of,
like
yeah.
most, right, you want to
because
know
that's your field, right?
Right.
So how many?
over 100,000.
I
Over 100,000. And this, we're not talking about mistakes. We're talking about properly administered. But so when you say you have these, what's your alternative? If you don't know about alternatives,
Yeah.
what some others may have had success. Because if you were to meet folks that have what they say you have, right? And they say, well, listen, Mia, I did this. This worked for me. How, what's your interest level in what they've done now? It's very heightened, because if it's worked for somebody else, it could also work for you, is what
you.
you're possibly thinking, right? So again, that's why the health and wellness, show is very, very important. The technologies are out there. I mean, we even have those celebrities out there,
right.
like
yeah.
Oprah, right? And even Dr. Oz. I was with Dr. Oz yesterday. Okay, he even has a book out there talking about curing diabetes. This is Dr. Oz. And in our symposium that we had because this is NFL week, right? This is the Super Bowl week.
Oh yeah, Super
right?
Bowl this Sunday.
And so I'm one of the partners with the NFL alumni. I mean, and that's what this pin here is about. They wanted us to wear it this entire week just to bring awareness to health.
Okay.
Okay. But
Perfect timing.
it's perfect timing. And so he's, if you were to speak with him personally, right, people of celebrity status, interesting enough.
Are you having him in your show this Monday, Dr. Oz?
No, I'm not going to have him on the show.
Wow.
I did approach that
Yeah.
subject, but he will be flying back.
Okay.
Right? And so generally everything I want to do is live here in the studio.
Okay.
However, I know we have the capability, or Kuya, you always said we've had the capability of doing Zooms and
yes.
stuff like that. But I'd rather, because it's more of a local show,
Yeah.
I want people here locally in Las Vegas to
Right.
have access. Access, right,
Okay,
to
yeah.
these individuals.
Oh,
Obviously,
wow.
if you need to fly, then you fly wherever you can to get your help.
Yeah.
You know,
Galing.
No, but
See-
to answer your question, Dot, I did what Steve was doing. I used my mind and my resources. I noticed that I was bloating. So what worked for me was I did the steam room and exercise, and that helped
What's
me.
that?
The alternative medicine.
Oh.
So I did
okay.
the steam room and released all the water.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Galing, Mia. Yeah. Yeah, because we're calling them alternatives, when in fact, in my opinion, IMO. I think they were there before the invention of these pharmaceuticals. You
Correct.
know, they were there before. It's all over. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's free for all.
Yes.
Only the gadgets, those are the things you need to buy, or
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like meditation, who needs to pay for that? You do it anywhere. Tapping, you know, like
Right.
like tapping,
right?
EFT. You do that. That's for free. Nobody pays for that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Like
And
talking to
so-
yourself, affirmations.
But it was before. I believe it was Rockefeller, one of the first billionaires of our country. This was years and years and years ago. Got it to the point to where, you know, he talked about what is considered, you know, wellness, right? I mean, and then you have the political side. You have huge, you know, lobbyists out there that really get to persuade Congress to say the only thing that can help you or cure you is modern medicine. But you're right. We were being healed and cured years and years before it was considered modern medicine.
Yes, you know, you walk barefoot and your blood pressure gets down. That's tested and proven by the women in my family.
Yeah, grounding. Is what
Grounding.
you're talking about.
Yeah. And you know, we are past 1 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about we're talking very
topic.
interesting things now. But Steve, thank you for bringing to our attention and to the show these many different things, countless things. How many did you mention? 75,000 different modalities?
Studies? No, studies. Independent studies. There's
Studies.
hundreds of different modalities
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
Yes. Yeah.
I encourage, you know, everyone to look at the alternative side, you know, because let's face it, you know, modern medicine they have the license, you know, and I appreciate our nurses, our doctors, our nurse practitioners, our physicians. I appreciate what they do, 100%. But also look at the alternative sides. If you are experiencing something that you said, I'm tired of taking these pills, right?
Yeah.
I'm tired, this is not working for me. You know, I don't want to go through chemotherapy anymore, or whatever you're doing. And that's, again, we'll always say, look, consult your physician,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But always look at the alternative if you feel that you're that person that needs to know
Yeah, that's
something
true.
different.
Because the world is infinite. And so, which brings us to a close with Mia's quote, and then we can yada yada about it for a bit, and then closing remarks. Mia, go.
Our quote is anonymous. The greatest medicine of all is to teach people how not to need it.
Love
To
it.
teach people how not to need it. Yeah? Any words on
100%.
that?
I will echo that. That's right.
Yeah. Me too. I love that. Thank you, Mia. You always are spot on with your quotes. And so, closing remarks, Steve?
Well, my closing remark is just, again, thank you folks, Dot and Mia, for having a show and just having me on. I mean, I'm just one person, right? But collectively, you know, we put our minds together and we use our resources, because many of us are resourceful, right? We put our minds together and let's spread the good news of helping others, right? Live better and happier, healthier lives.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you.
Purpose-driven life.
In the words of my mentor, resourceful, you have the word source there. And so you reconnect with your source. God is our source.
Amen.
And with that, we say thank you so much for staying with us. Sin, thank you for watching the show. Thank you for our dinner last time. Bye, everyone.
See you next week.
See you next week. Happy Valentine. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, bye, everyone.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.